In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to draft a princess that's bustier. So if this sounds interesting, please go ahead and hit on the subscribe button and please turn on notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. Don't forget to share this video, don't forget to like, and don't forget to leave a comment. So let's go ahead and start drafting this out. So these are the materials I'm going to be using for this. Okay, so right here are this is my pattern paper, and please, for those of you that will come and ask if this is folded, this pattern paper is folded. It is folded. When you are drafting this, make sure it is folded, including your fabric. If you want to cut this directly on your fabric, do well to fold it into two before drafting this out. So first thing I did was I went ahead to draw up a line at the top of this pattern paper here to serve as a shoulder line, which is also known as a starting point. From this point, I'm going to come down to my bust point, which is 11 inches. And after then, I'm going to mark my under bust, which is 14 inches here. And of course, I'm going to mark my waistline, which is 17 inches. I'll mark it here and also mark the full length of this blouse. So you go ahead and take your body measurement and then make use of it. So right now I'll just go ahead and connect all these lines. Next, I'm going to take my shoulder line from the center part of my fabric. I'm going to be coming in by half of my shoulder measurement. Okay, so please note that this pattern paper is on fold. I'm still seeing it. So I'm going to mark half of my shoulder measurement here. So once I'm through with that, I'm going to mark 3 inches neck width. Okay, so I'll come down by 4 inches neck depth. First of all, I want to apologize for the noise. That's because of the area I am right now. It's so noisy, and there's no way I can ask them to stop talking. Okay, so I just went ahead to connect my neckline. And then for the shoulder areas, I'm going to come down from this point by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I'll come down by 1 inch and I'll connect from here back to the neck width this way. This is something I have done repeatedly on my channel. If you don't understand, please refer back to all the videos I have made on this channel. So after connecting this, the next thing is to take our chest line, and to do that I'm going to place my tape from the shoulder area here, and I'll come down by 8 inches. So if you don't know how to divide to get your chest line, go ahead and divide your round bust by 6 and add 1.5 to it. Whatever that gives you becomes your chest line, or you can decide to go up from your bust point by 2 inches this way. You can decide to come up by 2 inches, okay? But if you don't know how to do this, just go ahead and divide your round bust by 6 and add 1.5 to it. So right now I'll just use my pencil and connect from the top to meet this point here. After connecting that, I went ahead to just mark a straight line across, and I went ahead to call that the chest line, just like you can see right here. So right now it's now time to get our armhole, and I'm going to place my tape back from this area here and divide what I have here by 2. So mine is 8 inches, and to get the midpoint I'll just fold my tape into 2 this way and I'll mark it here. So from that point I'm going to go in by half inch. So go in by half inch this way, and on the chest line from the center part of my fabric I'm going to mark my round bust divided by 4. Okay, I'll mark it here. So once I'm through with that, I'll use my rulers now to connect all those points to give me my armhole. Next, I'm going to be taking my dart. So to do that, you need to divide your nipple to nipple measurement, okay? So my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches and that divided by 2 is 4 inches. So I'm going to come to the center part of my pattern paper here and I will go in by 4 inches on the bust point. I'm going to mark 4 inches here. So I'll mark 4 inches here. I'll come down to my under bust. I'll mark 4 inches here. I'll do same thing to the waistline, 4 inches, and I'll also mark 4 inches on the full length of my blouse. And once I'm through, I'll just connect this into a straight line. After connecting this, on the part going towards the part going towards the center of your pattern paper or your fabric, that's if you're using your fabric for this, you are going to go out by half inch, like go in by half inch on the part going towards the center. If you don't understand, just look at what I'm doing here. So I'll just come in. Let me turn my tape this way so that you understand what I'm trying to do. So I'll just turn it this way. I'll come in by half inch from my under bust. I'll do same thing on the waistline and I'll also do same thing here, and then I will connect it into a straight line. So since we are now trying to draft the bustier, I'm going to be using my marker for this. I will just connect a straight line with my straight ruler. On the part going towards the side, I'm coming out by 1.5 inch. I'll also come out on this part here by 1.5, that is 1.5 inch. And I'll also do same thing. Note that I'm using the middle of this, like the first line I drew for the dots. And I'll connect this to give me a straight line as well. Once you're through with that, you're going to use your curved ruler and then connect it to meet your bust point. So there's no need coming down by 1 inch, just connect it to the top. Normally we'll come down by 1 inch, but right for this princess that bustier, I'll just connect this to meet the top of my bust, just like this. And I'll do same thing for this other side. After connecting this, I'll go up from this point by half inch. Okay, so from your bust point, you're going to come up by half inch, just like this. And I'm going to use my straight ruler and connect a straight line to meet that half inch point. So this is how it looks. So the next thing to do is I'll come to my armhole and I'm going to measure what I have there and then divide it by 2. So what I mean is you're going to come to this area here and measure what you have here. So if you don't understand, just look at what I'm doing. I'll just place my tape this way, try to like curve it following my armhole the way it is. I'll just measure this round and get the measurement. So I had about 9.5 inch. I'm going to divide it by 2, just like this. So I had about 4 and close to 5 inches. So I'll just still go ahead and measure it this way and then mark it to get the midpoint of this armhole. I'll just mark it here. So once I'm through with this, I'm going to now connect from this point here to this point. So just watch what I'm doing. I'll connect from here to this point here. So guys, I'm done connecting this and this is how it looks after I was done. So I'm going to go out on both sides by half inch to get our darts around the armhole area. And to do that, just look at what I'm going to do here. I'm just trying to place something on this paper so it stays perfectly. So go out on both sides by half inch and you're going to connect it back. Just pay attention to what I'm doing. If you feel like you don't understand what I am doing here, I already have a video on my channel on how to draft a 6 pieces blouse. I'm going to be linking that in the comment section. Do well to watch that video so that you understand this better. Okay, so I'll just connect it from this point here down to this other side, and I'll do same thing for the other side as well. So right now, the next thing to do is I'm going to come out from this line by 1 inch. Okay, so make sure you are using this pad here. I'll just come out by 1 inch from that point, go out by 1 inch this way, and I'm going to use my straight ruler and connect it to meet that 1 inch point. So just look at what I'm doing. I'll just connect it to meet that 1 inch point just like this. Once I'm through with that, I'm also going to come to my armhole area here and go out by 1 inch as well. So make sure you come this way and then come out by 1 inch. So I'm going to now connect from here down to this 1 inch point. But please, when you want to do this, make sure that your curve is, make sure it is curved. Like this is the mistake I did here. Everything was just straight, but I'm going to correct this now. Okay, so just make sure that the line is curve. This is how you have to place your curved ruler. Okay, don't worry, don't just, it's nothing, just connect it this way just like this. I'm somehow stressed, and that's why I think I'm not getting this correctly. For some of you that understand me, I believe you should know why it's like this. So right now, that line I went ahead to mark is no longer needed, and as well as this one here, it's no longer needed. Okay, so when we are cutting this out, you understand better. So on the chest area here, I had a little dart here, so I'm going to replace it back just a little here. And then I'm going to also add my stitching allowance of 2 inches. I'll just add stitching allowance here, and I'll come to my waistline. So once you're through, go over to your waistline. You're going to mark your round waist divided by 4. So I'll mark my round waist divided by 4 here. I'm going to replace this dart of about 2 inches. I'll replace it and also mark my stitching allowance of 2 inches. I'll come to the full length here and mark my round hip divided by 4. I'm going to mark my round hip divided by 4 here, replace the darts I have here as well. I'll replace it and also mark my stitching allowance of 2 inches. So once I'm through, I'm going to use my marker, use my ruler and my marker. Of course, I'm right, and I'll just connect all those points. So first I'll connect down to the waistline and then connect from the waistline down to the full length of the blouse just like this. So I'll just try and smoothen this area here because it don't have to be pointed, it has to be like curved just like this. So right now, this is just how to go about this. I'll come to this armhole area here and also connect this point just like this. So this is just how to go about this. The next thing we are going to do is to start cutting this out. So please pay attention to the part I'm going to be cutting out. Okay. So guys, for the back pattern, I just went ahead to like do this behind the camera because I feel like I've done this severally on this channel. So in case you don't know, this here it's the zipper allowance line. I just came in by 1.5 inch for the zipper allowance because the back has a zipper. So I had to connect a straight line and then connect it from I marked my shoulder and the neck lines, and then this here is 3 inches neck width, and from here to here is 1.5 inch for the neck depth, and I connected it outside the zipper allowance line. And then the next thing here is the armhole. I just went ahead to connect the armhole here. So from this point I went ahead to mark my bust point, and then I marked my waistline and also the full length of the blouse. And from the bust point I went in by 2 inch to get my chest line. So it's nothing serious, just like we did for the front pattern. Just go ahead and do the same thing for the back pattern. So right now the next thing you're going to do is on the bust point here, I'm going to come in by my nipple to nipple measurement here, and I'll also do same thing for this waistline, and I will do same thing for the waist for the full length of my blouse. This here is our dart. Okay, so I'll just connect a straight line. After connecting this, I'm going to go out on both sides using 1/2 inch. This is to get our dart leg. So I went in on both sides by 1/2 inch. Now you can decide to come in by half of your nipple to nipple measurement here on the chest line, and also connect it down, like connect a straight line. But you can also decide to come up from your bust point by, or come down from your chest line by 1 inch and then connect a straight line, just like what I'm doing here. Just connect a straight line like this. So I'm now going to connect the dart leg, connect all these points to the top here. So right now I'm done with this. The next thing is just to add your allowances and all that. So remember, on the chest line I marked my round bust divided by 4, and I had to add 2 inches stitching allowance. So on the waistline, my round waist divided by 4, I'm going to replace this dart of 1 inch. I'll just mark it here and then add my stitching allowance of 2 inches. Please, I'm so sorry for the noise. And then on the full length, I'm going to mark my round hip divided by 4. I will replace this dart here just like this, and also adds my stitching allowance to it. So once I'm through, I'll just connect all the lines. So guys, we are almost through with this, but I'm going to come to the waistline here. I'm going to go out by 1/2 inch, and this is to prevent our zip from having any bulginess at the back. So I'll just extend this line out this way, and I'll go out from that point by 1/2 inch. So go out by 1/2 inch this way. So I'll use my ruler and then connect it, cut this part away. This is just to prevent your zip from having any bulginess at the back. So I'll connect it this way, and then I'll connect this other side towards this part, just like this. So once I'm through with this, basically every other thing is just the same. We'll just go ahead and then start cutting this out. So please take note of the parts I'm cutting out. I'm done cutting this out, and this is how it looks. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit on the subscribe button, and please leave a comment for me. Okay, so this right here is the center front, and I'm going to just mark this the center front. This is the center front here, and this here is the back pattern. So I'll just mark this the back. So this is the back, this is the center front, as you can see. So right here is the side, so I'm also going to mark this the side. So thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a comment, don't forget to like, don't forget to share this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.